Welcome to Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches, everybody. I'm Jimbo, and I'm telling you what, today, not only is a special day, but we're gonna call it a special edition of Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. In fact, we're gonna call it our Ranch Edition, because start looking for us to do ranches, guys, like we did Spirit Reigns Ranch. Today, we're in Yoakum, Texas, and we are on Stillwaters Ranch with Cripe Cattle Company. And we're going to talk about a couple that this has been their lifelong dream to own exactly what we're standing on. And the man that's going to tell that story is Mr. Mark Cripe. Welcome to the show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming out.
Oh my gosh, man. Talk about serenity. This is amazing. Amazing.
If you had to wait a lifetime for a place, this was a place to end up at. And
wow.
We're so blessed to be here, my wife and I, and we're so thankful for one, I think God had a lot to do with it, but two is our realtor and our financial folks really hit a home run for us.
Right on.
And this place, it's just so, this is the I call it the bottom half of the ranch. Up on the top half, we have a hay pasture up there, and it's got more oaks, but it's just, every piece of this is gorgeous. You've seen some of the photos I sent y'all.
This guy, so we're going to take a second I'm going to brag on this guy's photography. So every morning, and it's been every morning, this man sends some of the best photography I've seen, especially cattle photography I've ever seen. He sends it. My wife Vanessa takes it, and I'm telling you, sorry, dude, you've been our new social media director. Because, I mean, this, not to mention just the serenity and the majestic longhorn cattle that are on this place, but just this tree. I mean, we picked this tree today because, I mean, talk about this. I mean, this literally encompasses a quarter of the ranch. I mean, this place is majestic, and I'm telling you, it's a once in a lifetime find, and you found it. You found it, buddy.
Well, yeah, we miraculously found it. I don't know how it wasn't sold already, to be honest with you. Right. I don't. So, I mean, we could talk about divine intervention, but we're just straight blessed that not only did we find it, we qualified for it, and we closed.
Right on.
Right? We closed escrow.
It's meant to be, man. It's meant to be.
And the ranch is set east to west. You know, it's 35 acres in a rectangle. And if you know anything about photography, right, your golden hours.
Evidently you do.
Well, I've taken a lot of crappy photos. I'm not going to do that again.
To get to that good one.
Yeah, and it's hard to take a bad picture here. It really is. All you got to do is show up at the golden hours, right? So you get up early, and I'm out here with the cows, checking on the cows first thing in the morning, last thing at night. So I'm already out here, and man, you got Texas Longhorns. What a great subject to shoot.
Absolutely.
And then in the mornings cool. I shoot that way because I'm shooting east into the sun, and at nights I go up to the hay pasture and I shoot west to the setting sun, and it's just amazing. It's really easy to take a really good photo. And so we're just so fortunate. I mean, the whole journey, you know, we spend a lifetime having a dream, and a lot of times you just think it's never going to happen. And then a series of serendipitous events, you know, you can say providential events occur. In fact, photos is what kind of started us into cattle. My daughter was here with me. She's a photographer. Her and I share that passion. She's an adult. But we were driving past Lonesome Pines Ranch, and they have some of the most phenomenal longhorns I've seen. And they got huge almond grove, and Megan says, I want to take pictures of those. I'm like, okay. So I just stopped. I just parked, and she goes, you're going to park in the middle of the road? I go, this is Texas. We park where we want to park.
And then you're in the cattle business.
And so the owner comes over, and he looked at me, and he goes, you broke down? And I looked at him, I said, you just say that because I'm in a Ford. And he just started laughing, and we became friends. And the short of it is I ended up getting 4 cows. They had 2 calves on them, 2 bull calves, and they were pregnant. So we lost our very first calf. We lost. We were really excited. Oh, we're going to have a baby
I didn't know
calf.
you lost one.
Yeah, we lost our very first one. It was stillborn and breech, so it doesn't happen very often, I've told.
No.
So to have your first one is almost kind of a gut check.
Not in Longhorn business, for sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a gut check. That was Snappy Dancer's calf. And so we learned an important lesson. Don't count your eggs before the chickens. Don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch.
Nope, not in the cattle business, for sure.
So the next two were phenomenal. We had the two, which I'm sure there'll be pictures. Y'all can see the two heifers. And then this week we had a third. In fact, here she comes right now. Mama's bringing her over to the show.
New calf on the ground. New calf on the ground.
She's brought her little baby all the way over from the other side of the tank.
There's just something about newborn calves. I mean, they're just, just something everybody loves about a newborn calf.
Yeah, she's just days old right there.
So I'm gonna go back to March, and where we met y'all. So just to let everybody know, if everybody will go back to March, we had a podcast with the Legacy Longhorn Group at the big sale there in Grapevine, Texas. We had a booth set up, and this is where Vanessa and I met Mark and Melanie Cripe. And that's kind of where the relationship started. And I'm going to go ahead and brag on that sale because I never did get back to y'all on what that sale ended up averaging. That sale ended up averaging over $31,000 for that weekend. So, we've talked about it, and I know I've talked about it before. There's a lot of naysayers in the cattle business about the Longhorn breed. But, boys, I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if anybody out there watching or listening would turn down $31,000 average on a set of cows and heifers and bulls. So anyway, that breed is doing okay. And I'll go back to meeting Mark and Melanie there. Vanessa took the reins and found you guys this dream place. So my question to you is, what made you decide to trust in Ranch Texas and Vanessa with your dream?
Well, we sat down and talked with y'all at the Legacy sale, and it was obvious you knew ranches, right? And so you can go to. There's a lot of good realtors out there.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, but not all realtors understand the ag life. They don't understand.
This.
Yeah, they don't understand. Okay, what makes a good ranch?
Right.
Okay, you can have land, but you got good grass. You got good soil. Do you have trees that provide shade, or is it just all hot? Like right now, we're in a heat.
Oh, it's 108 here, guys, and we're under this oak tree, and I'm telling you, it's probably 75, 80 with a nice breeze.
Yeah, and this, we're borrowing this right now from the cows. They're all around us. This is their day hangout. This is where they come. They got the tank right here, but so you got to have somebody who understands that, right? And then two is what you can get, what kind of ag exempts you can honestly get. I mean, people will tell you, oh, you can get this, you can get that, but okay, is it really plausible? What do I need for that? People say, oh, we're going to get an ag. I got 4 acres. I'm going to get an ag on that. I'm like, I don't know what you can get on 4 acres. There might be something. I'm by far not an expert at it, but I go everything.
But I thought you sold land. I thought you sold ranches. Well, I do.
It's like bees. I think you got to have 6 acres. You got to have 5 acres just for bees.
Yep.
Anyway, so just talking with Vanessa, and we're like, okay, and we took the card and everything, and we were kind of disheartened from the pursuit we already had.
Right.
And we
not had good experience.
Yeah, we were told some things that turned out not to be true for whatever reason, and how much we qualified for, and all that kind of stuff. So, and Vanessa worked with Christine, and Christine is, she's magic, and the two of them together, I don't
ruin the mortgage industry.
I don't think you can top that team, especially if you're a vet. Right, all the vets I know.
That's just another portion of it, right? Being a vet
and understanding the VA loan process.
Right, exactly.
Right,
absolutely.
and so we called Vanessa up. We were looking at a place in Schulenburg. And my mind instantly went to Garth Brooks' song. You know, some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers, right? the song's about a girl, but this was about another piece of property. And we're like, oh yeah, we want this, you know, and that didn't turn out. It's like, okay, no. We got outbid by 30 grand. And so, we're back to start. And she goes, well, did you think about the Cuero area? And honestly, we're like, no, we haven't. She goes, I got a place. So we came down on this ranch. Mel and I came down the day before we had the appointment with Vanessa to see it.
Yeah, you guys had already checked it out.
We knew, well, one is I knew that Vanessa's coming from way up north. Okay, Yoakum's a wee bit south.
Yep. Just south of Austin, for anybody doesn't know where Yoakum, Texas is. It's pretty much an hour south of the Austin airport.
Yeah, we're about an hour from Houston, too.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe an hour from
You're kind of centrally located, San Antonio. Yeah, that's right. San Antonio.
And an hour from the coast.
Right, centrally located.
I think they call that the heart of Texas.
I think they do. They call it South Texas, where there's a lot of good grass.
A lot of good grass.
A lot of good grass down there.
And because I didn't want to waste Vanessa's time, right? I'm like, okay, we'll go see. Because everything we went and looked at was, except for Schulenburg, was nice, but it didn't have fencing. It was going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I came down to this place, and the fencing's in good shape. It's got a ton of gates. Somebody spent the time to put in this phenomenal tank.
That tank's amazing.
The outbuildings were phenomenal.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe that it was...
It's pretty much turnkey. I mean, seriously, you guys really rolled in.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's little fixie things, right? But nothing big. Oh, there goes your cicadas.
Yeah, here we go.
Must be your cologne.
Little music.
And I walked in and said, yeah, I like it. I hadn't been inside any building. I go, I like it. And so we said, yeah, come on down, Vanessa. Let's take a look at it. So she came down. We walked through it, and
you were in heaven.
One thing that we knew we had to do this time, the Schulenburg thing, Mel and I took too long. That was on us, right? We were afraid to pull the trigger.
Right.
So this time I said,
it wasn't meant to be.
We're sending
it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, and I go, we're sending it downrange. You know, yeah, put an offer in, and boom. Next thing you know, we're in escrow, and Kristen walked us through that. Vanessa walked us through all the steps. I mean, at no time did we feel like we were ever by ourselves. We felt like we actually had not just a team helping us, but we had a team fighting for us. And that's what makes a big difference, I think, when you're buying something significant, especially when you're buying something.
Yep, there's the newborn.
You got to see our little baby go.
There's baby Red.
3 days old. It's like a life dream. So you say, how did we come to do it? Well, Vanessa earned our trust. I mean, she worked for that.
Yeah.
She worked hard for that. And, I tell everyone, if you're going to buy, go with Vanessa. I don't know if she just does ranches or whatever. I'm like, she'll point you somewhere, she won't handle it. But I go, that's the team. The Kristen Vanessa team is the team.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
But what we got here is just unbelievable.
It really is. I mean, everybody out there watching, I'm telling you, obviously, you can't really grasp it unless you're here. It's majestic. I'll say it again. It's majestic. And you waited all your life for this, and I'm telling you right now, buddy, you got a unbelievably amazing place. So.
Every day I get up, I see that thing today. I put my coffee, I hit my Keurig, I put my coffee in there, and I come out here and check on the cows, and I probably check on them more than, because I'm a baby cattle guy. I'm new.
You're out here 5 or 6 times a day.
Yeah,
or an hour, I should say.
It's like when you have kids, right? Your firstborn, you're checking on it, right?
Absolutely.
By the time you had your third kid, you're like, I don't hear no crying. They're fine.
Yeah, we got here today, couldn't find a new calf. Mom had her Mama had her hid somewhere, and she was pretty much exactly where you said, right across the tank over there in the trees in the grove. So
Well, I came out in the morning, and like I said, my hat's off to John and Christy Randolph in the Lonesome Pines Ranch. They have really taught Mel and I a lot.
about the cattle business.
Yeah, well, about
the
longhorns.
longhorn business.
Yeah, about longhorns. And we wouldn't even think of this venture, having these cows, because once we had this calf, that's the first calf on this ranch from us. Yeah, yeah. We've got other calves that were born on Lonesome Pines Ranch, but
First one to hit Stillwaters Ranch.
Yeah, for us, and we were like, okay, now it's real. I hope everyone's okay. But this one was great. Mama did a good job, but we were trying to think. I was talking to Melanie. I said, when were we talking about having a ranch? And I think it was when we were 28, 29, right? Wow. So 30 years ago, 3 decades. And I go, okay.
So
we
cool.
We did have two careers that we had to get through, right? I mean, you could have walked out on them, but they were good careers, and the retirement's good. So we had to stick that out, and boom, now we have this ways.
Worth it. Worth the wait.
Every dime.
Worth the wait.
Every minute, it was worth the out there. And I'm sure people in your followers, they have dreams, right? Everyone's got a dream.
Absolutely.
And you got to show up every day, and then you got to take that risk, because you only get one shot at getting this. You only really do get one shot.
Yes, sir. And you took it, buddy, and it's paying off. This like I said, this is amazing. So word on the street, sir. Word on the street. You're a veteran.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service. So you got 2 vets. This is a first. 2 vets on set, man. This is cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, this is a first. This is cool. So you were in the Marines?
Uncle Sam's Misguided Children.
Glad you said it. Because I know what's coming next. You're going to fire one back to the Air Force. So how long were you in?
I just did 6 years.
Okay. One term?
Yeah, one go.
Yep, one go.
I discharged as a sergeant, E5.
I got out as a sergeant.
I went in as a... So I went in on the buddy system with my nephew, who's older than me. I haven't. I came late. Wow. I'm pretty sure
you don't hear that every day.
My dad went, "You're what?" I didn't think we could have any more kids. I have a sister that's almost 80.
No.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yep.
Okay.
When I say I came late, I'm pretty much sure.
Everybody does things a little different.
Yeah. I was born September 25th. I go back 9 months. I go, oh, somebody got a Christmas present. Anyhow, I went in with my nephew, and we did really well in the ASVAB. Our recruiter told us, you can be anything you want. And we said, we want to be guaranteed contract 0311. Infantryman, right?
I knew it was infantry.
And infantry is pretty much what you get when you are dumber than I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of good, smart guys.
You know
there.
what? Everybody used to think that, and I'm going to say, and when
the infantry today is not the infantry from our
exactly right. So that's
way
what I said.
Tougher infantry.
Back then, you could pretty much say that. I don't think you can say that anymore, because I did literally the same thing you did in the Air Force. So I mean, we were literally the same, just different branches. But
yeah, so we contract infantry. We go to infantry training school after boot camp. We get to our unit. They said we got too many riflemen. And I remember the captain goes, "You want to be a mortarman or a machine gunner?" And I'm like, a machine gun. That sounds kind of cool, right? Sir, I'll be a machine gunner. He's like, "No, you be a mortarman." "Sir, yes, sir, I'll be a mortarman."
What do you want me to be? What do you want me to carry?
I ended up becoming a forward observer, which was perfect for me. So, but yeah, I was in the Marine Corps from 82 to 88.
See, you were right. Man, you were right in my vintage, man, because I was 86 to 90 active, and then I don't know about y'all, but we had to do 10 years inactive after that. So my career was actually 14 years.
Wow.
4 and 10, and the only way I went back is if we were in a confrontation, if we were at war, and we could get called back. The last day of Desert Storm, Our flight 1608 SPS. We were the next guys to go. If Desert Storm would have lasted one more day, we were going. So I don't think the Marines had inactive, did they, or did you? Were you in active reserve for a period of time or no?
No. I knew that I could get called back over a period of time,
Right.
but there was no status assigned to me. It was just basically part and parcel to your discharge.
Your discharge, you were done, gone.
We could own you again if it goes to
if it goes
south.
Right.
And I remember Panama happened just after I got out.
Okay.
And I'm
Panama.
like, okay, I wonder how serious is this? And Melanie was worried. She said, can you get called back? Well, I could, but I don't think this is a big enough thing. And then I didn't get called, but my unit got activated and sent to Okinawa on the first Desert Storm, and then on the Operation Iraqi Freedom (OIF). My unit's the one that went up through Nasiriyah and into East Baghdad. Was my old unit.
Yeah.
And once again, I was out. I had no part in that, other than good to see that my unit actually was
a part of it.
Yeah, they use. I mean, you can take a little pride in the
Yeah,
fact that,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Once again, thank you.
I was in for Reagan years. No one wanted to play.
Yeah.
And
you know what's funny? Everybody's like, "Oh man, you never got to see any action," and they're like, "Man, good thing." I'm like, "No," I said, "Every one of us. It's like being in the fire department, right? Practice, practice, practice. Put me in, coach. You can't wait, And I'll tell you. I think I told you this before. If they called me today, I'd go back yesterday. I mean, seriously, I would. That's how much that time meant to me. And I would do it again.
The camaraderie.
Freaking do absolutely.
The camaraderie and the brotherhood.
Right on.
And you know what? I've noticed there's some of that in ranching.
It's the same. We talk about it. We talk about it all the time. People probably get tired of me talking about it, but it's the same person. The military and cowboys and the Western industry and the military, they're the same people, the same culture, same values, same work ethic. I mean, it's literally the same, and I think that's why guys that get out of the military, or vice versa, they find a life in agriculture because it's literally the same of what they believe in the military.
Well, there's just something good about working the earth.
Right.
I mean, you're working cattle now, but that's still kind of working the earth, right? Because you still got to take care of your pastures and whatnot. A great analogy, imagine someone spends their whole life learning to rope their cooler, but never gets to go rope a real cow.
Right on.
Sometimes you want to go.
Put me in, coach. Right?
Yeah, I'm
like
ready
I said,
to play.
right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you want to rope the cooler? Because we can do that. I'm here to help you out, dude.
I might be able to rope this one because it ain't running. It ain't got no feet. So
I know you can rope what's inside that cooler.
Oh, I'm sure I could.
All right, so let me ask you this. This is another first, everybody. This man is an author. Wrote a book, and so he's multi-talented, big time. And we'll kind of get in. I'll let him tell you about his book real quick. But yeah, this guy wrote a book also.
Yeah, the book was a result of I did 29 years with law enforcement as well, and so
multifaceted.
The CEO of the publishing company goes, how the hell does a cop and a Marine come up with a message of love? And I said, well, it's because I've seen the absence of it and what that does to people so much, in the line of work. And I can't even begin to tell you all the scenarios and situations where you've just seen people thrown away, just tossed away like they don't have any value. And so that started this process. Well, part of that process was my message of letting love be louder than fear in our lives. Because we live in a fear-based society, right? So why does love often sound like anger? right? Why do we yell, I hate you, and whisper, I love you? These are questions I wrestle with. But anyway,
Wow.
the book's called Love Loudly. We wrote it. I had a great editing team. I mean, a phenomenal editing team. And because of them, and I didn't even know the publishing company had put the book in to see if it would win an award with USA Best Books. And so when it did, they said, oh yeah, your book got it got one award. And I'm like, what? I said, no one's going to believe that. A Marine, writing in crayons? Come on now. But anyway.
That's a good one. I like that.
We have to wrestle with some of the tough questions. Does raising children destroy marriages? Right? These are things that we're just not talking about.
It's pretty profound stuff, man.
And how do we get to, like Melanie and I, right? How do we get past childbearing, right? How do we get to retirement? How do we get here and still love each other and still be happy to wake up every morning with that person going, man, thank you, Lord, for her. I'm so blessed to have her. And so this is a way.
It's a good thing I got glasses on again. I'll say it again.
But that's what the book is it goes over way too much of my life. That was the publishing company wanting to do that. But it'll give you some I'm going to call them tactics, but just
inspiration is what I call it. Holy cow.
Some ways to change the way we communicate, change the way in the way we have expectations for other people, whether it's your boss, your employers, your wife, your kids. And these tactics work phenomenally well. And I mean, it's tried and true, right? I've worked with tens of thousands of families, and this is what I taught. And they said, oh yeah, we're having a difference. I used it in my own home, right? So to give you an idea, here, Mel and I moved to Texas, right? We picked up and we moved all of our adult children and their spouses, picked up and moved to Texas with us. And then the peripheral 20-somethings that were around the family said, if you're moving to Texas, so are we. And so I ended up moving, I think, 5 households and 9 adults, all said and done.
Wow.
And
wow.
So I've been busy the last 3 years.
Hey, go get his book. It's called
Love Loudly.
Love Loudly.
By Mark Cripe, C-R-I-P-E.
C-R-I-P-E. Man.
On
that's
Amazon.
Amazing. That's amazing. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
Oh,
appreciate
thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate for what you did for Ranch, Texas, and I hope we did you well. I think we did. Sounds like it. Sounds like the testimony's okay.
How can you not be okay? That's like I tell Vanessa earlier.
Man.
She goes, "It seems like you two are happy." I go, "How can you not be happy here?" I wake up every morning here and I go to bed. I go, "This is awesome. This place is amazing." And
so cool. Finding
the right place for a realtor. I know that's a big thing. When that combination clicks, right? You got the right place with the right people.
Yeah. And it did. I think it did from the second.
I think this place was built for Melanie.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
My time to reach out to our title sponsor, Ranch, Texas. I think we've talked about them a little bit, but I'm telling you what, you're seeing one of them. We've got so many beautiful, amazing, majestic, generational ranches coming. Go to our website, ranchtexas.com, please. And then if you want, call this man, and he'll fill you in about Vanessa.
Oh, absolutely. Whether you're going to list a place or buy a place,
boom.
You're not going to find a more committed individual to help you buy or to help you sell. I'm sold on her, and she's a no-nonsense person. I mean,
white.
Yeah, she'll
black and white.
She's going to tell you. What I told her, I said, just be honest with me. She's
black
like,
and white.
Well, that's stupid over there. Yes, ma'am.
Reach out to our other amazing posse of partners. We got Rodeo Rigs in Montana, Laredo Conversions in Weatherford, Texas. The Cowboy Roundup, near and dear to my heart, it is our Youth Rodeo Clinic Scholarship Foundation. Get a part of that, guys. It's amazing. And that's where it starts, is in the youth. Preach about it all the time.
Amen.
The coolest hat box in the Western industry, the Beaver Box. Check it out, Shorty's Cowboy Hattery. So, this is how we sign off, sir. Are you a whiskey man?
Only if it's Pendleton.
Good answer.
I like it.
Well,
It's
guess what
Pendleton.
I just found in the back of the side-by-side. So, as always, I want to reach out to the preferred whiskey of Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches, Pendleton. So, sir, what we're going to do, I'll be your bartender, and we're gonna have a little toast. And we're going to toast to the military. Thank you, Pendleton, for your military edition.
Hoo-ah.
Thank you for your
And
service. Sir, thank you for your service. So, on the count of 3, we're going to say, let her buck and keep it Western. And we're going to have a little drink. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Let her buck, keep it Western.